All right. So welcome everyone to our general information session for the Rutgers Computer Science Education Hub. This session will go over a little bit of what we want to accomplish through this project, as well as some ways that you can get involved and receive some of the services that we are hoping to provide over the next 17 months. Our project is divided into 5 main goals, and I'll talk a little bit about the motivation behind each of them. Some of them are more front-facing than others, but we think it's helpful to share this all so that you have a better sense of what we're hoping to do and can, see where you fit in. Our first goal was to launch the Rutgers Computer Science Education Hub, and we began collaborations with the other 2 hubs at Kean University and Fairleigh Dickinson University, as well as working with the New Jersey Department of Education to make sure that we're all working in tandem and providing services that can reach the most people in the most unique ways. We also worked to reach out to the districts that were with us at application time for this project, as well as reaching out to new interested districts to join as member districts for the duration of this project. We'll talk a little later about what services are available to member districts versus non-member districts, as well as information on how to join as a member district if that's something you're interested in pursuing. Our second goal is what makes the Rutgers Hub unique from others in that we are providing school leader professional learning. We will do this through a school leader summit in the fall, as well as sustained professional learning opportunities for school leaders, both synchronous and asynchronous, along institutional practices surrounding computer science education. We'll also work to provide spaces for school leaders to collaborate with one another, see what's being done in other districts, and how we can compound those efforts to make everyone more successful. The third goal is really the crux of this project, and that's the computer science educator professional learning. We'll be offering educators throughout the state access to professional learning opportunities around both pedagogy as well as content pedagogical knowledge. We're also working to establish and maintain the online community of practice and providing educators with virtual and in-district instructional coaching. I'll speak more later about what exactly our professional learning will focus on, as well as how to sign up. Goal 4 allows us to zoom out a little bit and is centered around district initiatives and culture change around computer science education. We want to collaborate with our teachers and involve school counselors on ways that we can create extracurricular opportunities in computer science education and provide learning to our schools on how to get that done, as well as spaces to collaborate to see what's been done and how it can be replicated. We'll also work with our districts to coordinate community outreach events like hackathons, family code nights, and other ways to involve the broader community to hopefully get more buzz around computer science and ultimately more students interested. And our fifth goal is more internal, but still an important part of what we're trying to do. One of the first steps that our partner districts are taking is they're taking this administrator and teacher needs assessment, which will help inform the professional learning that we will be providing throughout the duration of this project. After all professional learning sessions, we'll administer a reflective survey and hope to draw some conclusions around what kind of professional learning in computer science education works best for what audiences, under what conditions. Computer science itself is a newer field, computer science education, even newer than that, and learning how to provide professional learning to computer science educators is still being figured out. And we're hoping to really, push the envelope, so to speak, and figuring out what works. Our teacher professional learning, and again, I want to stress that it's open to computer science teachers as well as non-computer science teachers. Our goal here is to make sure that everyone has the necessary pedagogical knowledge that they need to implement rigorous and inclusive computer science education in their classrooms. This looks different on different grade levels and for different student audiences, and we hope to reach as many as possible. For our 9 through 12 professional learning, we'll focus on different curricula, but we really want to make sure that with our elementary and to some extent our middle school educators have the knowledge that they need to implement the student learning standards in computer science and design thinking by September 22. In fact, for K-5 educators, our summer workshop in this July will focus on getting the teachers and learning the standards inside and out, as well as looking at some, cursory approaches to how can we get them in the classroom, what's been done in the past, so that as teachers go back to their districts, working with administrators simultaneously, necessary changes can be made to formal curriculum to make sure that schools are in compliance with the standards and students are getting the most out of it. Logistically, our professional learning for educators will consist of 3 offerings this summer, one for high school, one for middle school, one for elementary school, which will mirror next summer. We have some dates available on the website, but a lot more information to come in the future. Throughout the school year, we'll be offering 1 professional learning session each month. We estimate that we'll provide at least 2 to elementary schools, around 2 to middle schools, and 5 geared toward high school audiences. However, you are welcome, as teachers, you're welcome to sign up for any session that you think you can benefit from. We'll complement our professional learning with in-district and virtual coaching to see how we can kind of put the pedal to the metal, so to speak, in getting that content knowledge into the classroom and integrated into instruction. We will also this fall launch teacher-led working groups. So members of teachers from member districts will participate in these working groups across districts organized by grade band to further discuss the standards, how they can be implemented in the classroom, as well as pedagogical resources, how do we manage resources in general, and other collaborative conversations can happen through those working groups. Quarterly, we'll convene all 4 of the working groups for a larger summit where we can share out the ideas that each individual grade band has been working on, as well as discuss as a whole ways that those efforts can be articulated to ensure, transition between them. Another logistic note is that we do have stipends available for teachers to attend our professional learning sessions outside of school hours. And to help districts make that happen, we have funding available for substitute teachers as needed throughout the school year to free up time so that teachers can attend our learning opportunities. We're also excited to kind of develop and try some really innovative school leader professional learning surrounding computer science education. We'll start this off with a school leader summit for member districts this September to take inventory of administrative and institutional considerations in computer science education. We'll look at things like guidance counselors, how we're reaching the community, and different administrative and policy procedure decisions that can influence computer science education positively or negatively, and potentially without us realizing it. At that point, we'll schedule in-person professional learning opportunities or strategic planning sessions for our school leaders throughout the school year, as well as provide access to asynchronous virtual professional learning modules for that same audience. A big goal of the in-person planning, meetings, learning opportunities, whatever you want to call them, is to provide educators that space to see what's being done in other districts on the administrative level to, bolster the impact that the computer science education offerings have. We'll also invite administrators to related educator professional learning. So if we think it might be helpful to have an admin in the room for 5-10 minutes during a particular session geared toward teachers, we'll make sure to let everyone know. And finally, we're very excited to launch and maintain this computer science community of practice on our Hub website. This will provide everyone the space to collaboratively digest all of the learning that happens in our sessions, talk about how to put it into practice, see what works, what doesn't work, share ideas, resources, and a general sense of community. Oftentimes at the high school level, computer science educators might have 1 or 0 colleagues in their building to bounce ideas off with and share lesson plans. And as the K-5 community grapples with implementing computer science education, we think it's going to be helpful for everyone to have that collaborative aspect to share ideas and together really discover the best way to move forward. Educators and school leaders from member districts will have access to this private network on our Hub website through the creation of an account that they can use to log in. From there, they will have access to discussion forums. That's where we will coordinate the logistics of our teacher working groups, as well as hold office hours a couple times a week. These office hour sessions will be with our computer science instructional coach and provide a space for anyone to drop by, ask questions, work together, just kind of live movie nights, but there's no movie, it's computer science. So a big question that we got from people when they registered for this session is, what can I do? How can I participate? And what services can I expect to receive from the hub? We want to do our best to make sure that we are reaching as many people as possible with quality professional learning. And so we'll do our best to disseminate all of our resources to the educational community. In doing so, we'll provide links to the CS4NJ Coalition to tie back to our hub website, as well as coordinate our efforts with our sister hubs to make sure that we aren't duplicating any efforts and making sure that we get the most to the most people. For our administrators and teachers from member districts, we encourage you, as soon as you have completed the needs assessment, to participate in discussion forums on the hub website, register for events as they are announced on our page. Stay tuned for the announcement of hub office hours and how you can become involved in that. Spread the word on social media. We have a hashtag RUCSReady, and feel free to tag us at Rutgers CESP. We'll also post periodic web updates to make sure that you are informed of what's going on with the hub, what's coming up soon, so that there are no surprises and we can build positive and exciting anticipation. For those outside of our member districts, as soon as time allows, we will open any available seats for our professional learning opportunities for public registration. So as soon as they are available, we will unlock registration, so to speak, so that anyone can sign up for seats. They are first come, first served, and we will have waiting lists available just in case of any cancellations. Share your takeaways again on social media. Feel free to tag us or use the hashtag, and you can also see updates posted on our hub website. We do have a few slots, district-sized seats left for member districts. So if you are interested and think this would be a good fit for your district to receive kind of member district services, feel free to talk to administrators in your district and have them reach out to our hub email address to see if we can make that arrangement. At this time, if there are any questions from our live studio audience, I'd be happy to speak to any other points. And that is our hub email address if you are interested in any feedback, questions, concerns, or comments.